Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the This Is Me podcast. I'm Karen.
And I'm Ellie, and today we have Lily joining us. Lily is a young business owner of an aesthetic clinic, and she's juggling life with a 2-year-old and a house move. So, Lily, thank you so much for joining us today. First and foremost, why don't you tell us a bit about yourself and sort of how you've got to where you've got to today?
Yeah, so I'm 27. I have got a little girl called Darcy. She's 2.5 now, going through trouble twos, which is not fun. So how I've got to where I am is I did my school, left at 16 and went straight to college to do beauty therapy. I was there for 2 years and qualified, and then went straight into beauty work, worked in a salon in Rugby. Loved it, absolutely loved all things beauty. But I knew I wanted to go to like more the aesthetic and the advanced route. So from working full time at the salon, I then decided to put myself on separate courses. So I did a few different facial courses, and then I went and did my aesthetic course, which was so difficult. I don't think I realised how difficult it was. And then it was a 5-day course, and I definitely needed longer than 5 days.
Right.
But anyway.
So what is it? So what's the aesthetic?
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
I don't really know what the definition is.
You've got different types of treatments. So I did the foundation, filler and Botox. So filler was like a 3-day course, which was great. I felt like I really knew about it. And then the Botox was 2 days. So it was really, really quite intense. And by the end of the 5 days, I was absolutely wiped out. Just like I couldn't take any more knowledge on. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Did you feel confident after 2 days, or was that part of your worry that how are you going to remember it all?
Yeah, no, I didn't. And I think I was very lucky that my mum and my sister and my auntie were all willing to be models. Because without having people that I actually trusted and they trusted me, I wouldn't have been able to do it. It was really scary because I'd never put a needle in anyone before.
Yeah.
So it was really scary. But obviously after loads and loads of practice, and now where I am.
Your mom, who can't move her face now. So.
Yeah.
So what was it about the aesthetic side of it then that you were drawn to over the other stuff?
Do you know what? Probably because I liked the way people were having treatments done, like facials, to make them feel better, but you didn't really see a difference from just a facial. And yeah, you could do eyebrows and eyelashes that would make a slight change. I think I just thought, how can we make women and men feel better for a longer period of time? And I think that was just what I knew I wanted to do. It is a weird thing. As soon as I did beauty, I knew what I wanted to do.
Yeah. So then were you still at the salon still, or did then you sort of move on into to work and be yourself?
Yeah, so was at the salon for around 2 years, a year to 2 years while I was doing my training and learning. And then I decided to just take the leap and rent a salon in like a room in a hair salon in Market Harborough. And to be honest, it was probably not the right location, but it made me grow my confidence on myself and sort of getting clients through the door. And then the opportunity came up that I could buy the salon that I had previously worked at.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I'd worked there, I think, for 5 or 6 years, left to do my own thing, and then the lady had put it up for sale, and she came straight to me for the first person she offered it to, and she said, I just really want you to have it. And so I needed to talk to my mum and dad because I didn't have the funds.
I was going to say.
Didn't have the funds, and we talked about it for a long, long time, but I just couldn't miss out on that opportunity. because I knew all of the clients, I knew the staff, and it was definitely the right decision to do at the time.
Yeah.
And then COVID hit.
Oh my God.
So we got into business in the June 2019, and then COVID hit in the March. So it was just
God.
like there was no.
That must have been terrifying.
Yeah.
Because it really impacted our business, but we could really easily transfer online.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
clearly, so when you first heard the news about, like COVID was going to shut things, how on earth did you cope with that?
Well, luckily the government had the furlough scheme.
Oh yeah.
We could furlough everyone, luckily. But it was the bounce back loans, obviously, we knew we'd have to pay that back at some point. I think it must have been about 50 grand that we had.
There were 50 grand. Yeah, I was going to say you could have up to 50 grand.
So we had all that money sat there, and by the end of the lockdowns, that money was basically gone because we were just paying people, paying the rent. We had to still pay the rent for the business. It was tough. So when we got back and into salon work, clients didn't have the treatments they used to. They couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
So to be honest, it's never been right since.
Right.
And when you say never been right, you mean like cost of living, sort of like that sort of thing? Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say that no one really spends as much as they used to, or have treatments as often as they used to.
Yeah. I think that's a good point, isn't it? Because like you still have it. Like for anybody watching, my glow is as a result of Lily's expertise. And what you do is you spread it out, don't you? So you still want it, but you lengthen the time, which must really have impacted your cash flow.
Definitely. So it was just. So I think there was 4 or 5 girls that we had at Glow Aesthetics and Beauty in Rugby, and we just couldn't afford to pay them on a full-time wage as they were before. So then people were going to part-time. I then wasn't working a lot. It just wasn't what it was.
How, before that all kicked off, how did you cope moving into owning this space, and then like, because it sounds like the people that work in the salon with you, if you're like furloughing them and stuff, then that to me sounds like, you're paying them a wage and it's not necessarily a self-employed sort of situation. How on earth do you go from, right, I'm going to go out on my own, to actually I'm now running it. Yeah, like it's not just me. Like, how did you manage that?
Really, it was really tough. And I look back now and think I wish I'd have been able to do it later on in life, because I was so young and I didn't have a clue how to manage people. No idea. Learning on the job.
Did you find you liked that or not? Because what I hear is you're like a because what you do is creative, isn't it? It's an artist in its truest form. And like to manage people and all that line management and business stuff seems that the two don't always go together, do they?
No, exactly. And I definitely prefer working on my own.
Yeah.
Now I've done a bit of both. I much prefer it. I think the pressure of people coming to you with questions. I knew the answers, but it's just a completely different way of business, isn't it? It's
Did it cause you sort of stress or anything, or because you didn't really know, did you just think, oh, this is what it's like, or how did it impact you?
Do you know what? I was very lucky because my mum, dad, and my sister and my auntie were all super involved, so they would do the money side, business side, and I would get on with managing the staff and keeping up the salon and all of that. So I was really lucky, because if I'd have had to do any of the back office stuff, I'd have had no clue.
It's so boring but essential, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. And don't get me wrong, I have learned a lot going through that, because I've had to sit in on meetings with them all and just sit there quiet. But I don't regret doing it, but I also now don't think it's really helped my aesthetic and advanced skin career.
Right, that's interesting.
Sort of pushed me back slightly, I think.
In what sense?
Because I didn't have those years of progressing my own career.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So how did you end up then? So you had COVID, you had all this like furlough and that, and then like how did you then move in your career so to where you are today, really?
Well, so we were back from, I can't even remember when it was, we got back from COVID, but it was probably 6 to 12 months. No, it can't have been.
I
Probably,
think Mike and I were saying, my husband was saying, we think it was July when everybody was like from the first lockdown when everybody went back.
yeah,
But that was the first one, wasn't it? So
yes. So I can't remember the big timings, but I then
Mm.
got pregnant with Darcy.
okay,
So I was a bit like, oh my God, what are we going to do? It wasn't planned, but we knew we were going to have a baby at some point. So it was that turning point for me. I just thought, do I continue with this business that will stress me out and I've got to put a lot of time and effort into, or do I potentially leave,
yeah,
sort of do my maternity, then leave? So I was working sort of part-time, really ad hoc hours while I was pregnant. And then I had 3 months off when I had Darcy, like full 3 months, and then started doing 2 evenings a week at the salon. And that was just aesthetics, because I then thought in my head, if I try and minimize just my treatments to aesthetics, then I'll slowly be able to just ease my own way out of it.
yeah.
And that's mad as well, because it's almost like it's like COVID's happened again in a sense, because you've built it up back from COVID, and then having a baby, you then, because I was just in getting my eyebrows done the other day, and there was a couple of girls next to me, and they were all all in like in the beauty industry and doing similar things but different enough, and they were talking about someone that they knew that had gone off on maternity leave, and the stress of that when you do have, like, you are self-employed and you're client-based, and your clients can go somewhere else if you're not there. So that must have been like going through it all again,
Yeah.
even though it's only 3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Yeah.
Definitely. And I like you say, clients can go elsewhere. I think I'm quite lucky with the aesthetic industry that once someone comes to you for Botox or anything injectable, they then trust you. So then
Yeah.
less.
Like, I go to one woman for my Botox and I will never go anywhere else.
So yeah, it is less likely, but I've had it happen. It's happened. And I mean, even looking to the future now, we're like nearly ready for baby number 2. And I'm like, well, what on earth am I going to do? I have no idea yet. Don't know how it works, but you just got to get on with it.
I think you
it's
can.
crazy.
I think you can think too much about what's it going to be like. That it makes you really risk averse. I guess like so nowadays. Then, did you sell that business? Is that what you did, or did you? Yeah.
We tried to sell, but with the
Okay.
climate, couldn't sell it, so we just had to close the business.
Yeah, which makes sense.
There was a loss there, but I knew, and I sort of protested against my family. I said, no, I'm not doing it anymore. It's not what I want to do.
Yeah.
So it was it was really tough. I did struggle. Mentally, like emotionally, I was really struggling.
Oh, I bet. Because all of your life will have changed at the same time, wouldn't it? Like, we do a lot of work about people's identities. You weren't Lily. You were Lily who had who was a mom. You were Lily that was a business person. It was like a huge amount of stuff going on for you at a very young age.
Yeah.
And I think I always felt like closing the business meant that I'd failed. But
I thought I was going to ask you that. Yeah,
but I think looking back, I know I didn't fail. If we hadn't have had COVID, it might have been a completely different situation.
And actually, you were in control of that decision. Like you said just earlier, that you thought about it and you were going to have it. That's not failure. That's like accepting. And I think it's really amazing what you say, that you know what you want and you stood up for it, which is courage, really.
Yeah, I was going to say a similar thing, because I think It's not failure at all to know that you're on a sinking ship and going, actually, if we get out now,
Yeah,
we're going to be in a better position than when we're at the bottom of the ocean trying to get back up again.
definitely. And I
Yeah.
also think that thought was going through my head with the employees as well, with the other girls, because I knew that they were all wanting to have children eventually, and I was like, I know this business is not going to last, so
Yeah.
we need to do something now.
You must have been carrying a lot of burden at that time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah. Not for now, but I can only imagine how you navigated that. So, which probably makes you the person you are today, doesn't it? Really?
Definitely. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
definitely.
So you sold that business, and then you came back to. You decided I want to just be on my own.
Yeah,
Just Lily, nobody else.
no,
You're like,
my
yeah,
own. Just work the hours I want to work around Darcy, and I've never looked back. It's the best thing I ever did.
Good.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I can sort of come and go into the salon. Madison, the owner of the salon, she's my friend, luckily, so it worked perfectly. And it's just a great space, isn't it, Karen? It's like,
oh, it's amazing. Yeah, it's really what I like about it is it's not small. You feel like you're in. I'm not going to say somebody's house, but it doesn't feel overwhelming. It doesn't feel like a clinic, but
yeah,
it feels. It doesn't feel like. Bear with me for anybody out there, like a dodgy tattoo parlor. Do you like sort of? It's like it's very professional, and it's got. Yeah, I really like it. You don't feel overwhelmed by it.
no,
Yeah, it's really
yeah,
nice.
it's a lovely space.
Yeah.
And
So what are... Oh, sorry, go on.
no, it's all right. I was just saying, I'm trying to now expand slightly as well. So I feel like I've done rugby, I've completed rugby. And now I want to just try and do my own other little clinics just to try and expand my knowledge as well,
Yeah.
and then growth of client bases all around the UK really. So that's my next step.
That's
So
my
not
next step.
no pressure, no pressure then. But that's amazing. It's amazing to have that sort of like ambition, and that, yeah, definitely. I want to know, sort of like if there's the like one thing that you could share about like the beauty or the aesthetics industry or something to do with that, like what is it that you wish other people knew about it?
I wish people didn't just think that beauticians were thick. Because
that they had no other choice at school, so they went down a vocation. Yeah. Really, really good point.
there was a lot of people in my course that were those people, but
Yeah.
they now don't do beauty. They didn't
Right.
qualify. So it takes a lot. And I think to be a personable person, to chat to people all day long and enjoy it and also do the treatments well, you've got to have something about you.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
think it's a really good question, because one of the things that I really admire about you, and why when we were talking about people we'd like to come on, I think that what I really admire about you is the research you do. You're always looking to broaden the products, the like you don't stick to the same old. What's that all about? Because you have got a big thirst, haven't you, for the new things, and the science is great. If anybody looks at Lily's products, it's really good.
Yeah, so do you know what? I never was really interested in, obviously, the treatments, but I've never really been interested in what the actual products are and what they're doing that I'm using in the treatment. It sounds really silly because that's what I do every day, but basically my friend Charlotte opened me up to New Skin. Now, they are a company that's been around for like 40 odd years, but they were known as just anyone in a dressing gown can sell new skin. A bit, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but a bit like Avon. And
I was just going to say that, and I like held it in. I thought, it's like Avon, like anybody can sell it. Yeah.
It was that, but they've changed the narrative and the science behind their products. As soon as I saw one video from my friend Charlotte, I was blown away, because the scientific backing and the clinical studies in each and every single product that they bring out, I'm blown away. I've learned so much about the skin that I didn't know before. So
Okay, so tell us some tips about that then. What do we need to know? Because I get into a skincare routine and it's
Oh my God.
great for the first 6 weeks, and then I go, I can't be bothered with this anymore. So what do we need to know about the skin?
I'm going to say something, because I think this is really important for anybody listening to this, because I think a lot of us are lazy like that.
yeah,
And I think that it's a much more deeper thing about looking after yourself than it being superficial. And I swear, since I've used these products, I know I glow. I have used them every day because they're so easy.
yeah.
But just before you answer that, as somebody that's actually completely changed what they do, July, I mean, I was a big Elemis fan. It's extortionate.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, sorry. So I am a living person that actually I changed it because I believed in the science. I believed in you, and the products are really easy to use. Thank you very much, New Skin. Send me the check in the post. You'll go now, Lily. It's all about me and my glowy face.
It's very glowing. So I think what I'm trying to now teach my clients and anyone that follows me on socials is that, yes, you can come and have a facial, you can come and have Botox, filler, injectable treatments, microneedling. If you come once a month or once every 6 months, then great. But if you're not doing anything at home, you're reversing
Yeah.
all of that money that you've spent, you're reversing it. Because if you're not doing something every single day or every other day, if you can't do it every day, there's just no point in spending your money on things like that.
So if you are like lazy like me, then what's the absolute essentials that we need to be doing?
Essentials would be a cleanser without fail, even
Which
if
I've just
you
run
don't
out
do
of.
makeup.
This isn't a confession, Ellie. I thought Ellie's going to say, okay.
Yeah, cleanser. I would always, even if so many people say, well, I don't wear anything, I don't wear makeup, it doesn't matter. You should always cleanse in the morning and evening, because you can have pollen on your face, you can be rubbing your face all day, itching your eyes, itching your nose. It's just bacteria all over your face. And even if you've got good skin, like naturally, then you should still be doing it. You should be trying to sort of, what's the word I'm looking for, hydrate your skin, but from the inside as well as the outside. So drinking your water and then applying your cleanser. So your cleanser, toning you don't particularly need, because as long as you're doing your cleansing.
I just don't see the point of toner.
I mean, there's good toners out there, but I would only really recommend a toner if someone's either got really sort of like acne skin, like problematic skin, or really oily skin, because you need to then balance the sort of levels out. But if you've got sort of normal combination, you don't particularly need one. So your cleanser, a ceramide. Ceramide is there to protect your skin barrier and build your skin barrier. So that will be helped by things like SPF. So if you don't use an SPF every day, you should be.
I do.
Well,
I do miss.
Sit in your house. I do miss. I do me.
I do miss me. I do.
Even
I have not.
Because honestly, even if it's not sunny, you're still getting the UV rays, and it's protecting from that pollen, that bacteria as well. So it's literally like a sheet over your face, let's say. So yeah, I would definitely say a ceramide, because that will help your skin barrier.
I have no idea what a ceramide is, and I feel like I should, because I have many products.
Yeah,
but,
so
ceramides
are in actually quite a lot of things. If you look, but you've got to try and get the most pure part of a ceramide. And it's just basically building that barrier function, because if you've not got a barrier, your skin will just break, and that's when you start to get.
We'll talk about that offline.
We will.
What do you think? I think one of the things that really interests me, back to Ellie's point, is because you must see women all the time, and yeah, this is a podcast about women, and I know you must see men, but how do you think this sort of what you do and what women should do, how does that make a difference to people, like confidence wise, or things like that?
Yeah, Yeah, I think every single time a client comes in for a facial, they leave a different woman, just more relaxed, even more energized for life. I think that's what I love about it. You just get such a good feeling for making someone else feel better.
Yeah.
So what's your business mission then? Like, so your business mission is to expand, conquer the world, have lilies everywhere. But what's your like purpose in that? Yeah, clearly it's always about personal, like looking after your family and doing that. But
Yeah,
what would be your sort of mission for women with lilies aesthetics?
I it's quite a tricky one actually because I think I've got quite a few. So
That's all right, yeah.
I think for the skin route that I'm going down is educating people. I want people to be more educated about how to look after their skin. And then the aesthetic business side of things, I would I don't know really. I actually don't. I just love doing the treatments. So
Yeah.
being
Oh,
able
that's cool.
to just do that and make people feel great and give them a boost.
That's enough, isn't it, though? Isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't need to be huge. Because all the clients you see, you make a difference to that person who then makes a difference in the world, in their world.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
sometimes we get like one of the reasons we wanted you on the podcast is we, like young women and setting up their own business. Sometimes you think you've got to have these huge missions, but if you're making a difference to somebody every day in what you do,
Yeah,
it's pretty powerful, that, isn't it?
definitely. And do you know what? If I ever go to work for a few hours, if I work sort of like afternoon, evening, and I'm feeling like, oh, I really can't be bothered for today, I come home after just speaking to one client, and it just energizes me. I love other people's stories. I love other people's just chat. I just love it.
Yeah.
The chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love the chat as well.
So how did you find, like, did you know then from when you were really young that like the beauty industry was where you wanted to be in?
Yeah, I think my mum always says that there was just never a doubt that she knew that I was going to do something with beauty, whether it be hair or something. Yeah, I think my earliest memory of wanting to do it was probably 13, 14. And I just, whenever people would ask at school, like teachers, I just knew I wanted to do it. It was
Yeah.
a weird thing.
I always think that there must be something quite like, because when I was in school, I didn't have a clue what I wanted to do. And then I went to uni and I did psychology because I was like interested in it. But I didn't even then, I was like, I didn't know what I wanted to do with that afterwards. And I always think like, I wonder what that is like to know what you want to do so clearly from such a young age, because you can do clearly because you did do quite a lot with it, but you can't, like, having that direction at a young age does allow you
Yeah,
to get a bit of a head start with things, doesn't it?
definitely. And I definitely look at either friends or even like my husband, he still doesn't know what he wants to do. Like just working a job that he was lucky to get an interview for. He loves it, but
Yeah.
I think if he was to choose something, it wouldn't be what he's doing now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's like, I think it's really, I think there are, I think I agree with you, El. Like, my youngest years has always known what she wants to do, work in sports, blah blah blah, and I think that's really great. But I also think it has its challenges because actually, if that is something you're so interested in and you can't get to do what you want to do
yeah,
when that's your love, it also has that sort of shadow side to it as well, doesn't it? Which is like, for those of us that meandered into stuff, at least you're never disappointed because you've never had the
Yeah.
I wanted to be a physiotherapist, I wanted to like be a English footballer, an English cricketer, like all of those nonsense things, but at least I've never like felt I've let myself
down. Yeah.
I'm a bit, I think, oh well, what would I've done? But isn't interesting, isn't it, if that's your absolute passion,
Well, I think
and you couldn't have made it happen.
no. And what's interesting is at the moment the regulations are going a little bit weird with the aesthetic industry.
Yeah, I wondered, I was going to ask about that.
Right.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
think I saw something about that the other day.
Yeah, so I agree with the regulations they're putting in place, some of them anyway. just to make it more safe for us and for clients. But what could happen is that I will be stopped being able to do all of my injectable treatments, microneedling, like all the things I love doing. I could in 6 to 12 months' time not be able to do that.
Do you think that comes, because I work with some regulated companies, and a lot of that comes from America? Is that where you see that happening, or does it come from somewhere else?
Do you know what? I'm not too sure, because I know that Australia, only medics are allowed to do treatments.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I definitely think it should be more strict, because like I was saying, I only did a 5-day course.
Yeah.
I mean, good on your mom.
Yeah. Luckily, I was in the beauty industry. You've got to know a lot of anatomy and physics. That word. I can't say it.
Physiology.
Physiology.
Yeah. Physiology. I think
so luckily, I had that knowledge. But some people, you could go on a course. It's crazy.
It is terrifying, isn't it?
So what are some of the regulations that is being talked about then? Because I know nothing about it other than I think I saw a clip on TikTok late the other week about something.
So, Botox is a prescription medicine, which it's always been. It used to, before COVID, you have to have a face-to-face consultation with a prescriber for me to do the treatment. But through COVID, they then allowed like voice calls or just writing their forms in, and then they would say, yes, that's fine. But they've now gone back to the face-to-face, which I think is good. Doesn't bother me in the slightest. It means the client has to pay an extra £30, but if they want it doing, they want it doing. But what they're talking about is grading like treatments into I think 3 levels. So you've got your top tier, Botox, filler, fat dissolving, things like that, and then you've got more microneedling, semi-permanent makeup, things like that. So I just don't know what level they're going to be putting things in. I do know that Scotland, I think it was Scotland a few weeks ago, I think they have done that only medics can do any of those treatments. So
that's massive, isn't it? How do you prepare for that, Lily? Are you thinking about it, or are you just like ignoring it? Like
every day I think about it.
I bet.
And I have no idea, to be honest. I'm just trying to ignore it at the moment, I think.
Yeah.
Well, I get that, because you can't really plan for what you don't know, can you? You're only going to be able to come up with a plan when it's all sort of been finalised.
And so many of the practitioners that I know have gone on to do a level 7 aesthetic course, which is 3 up from where I am now. So I would have to pay for 3 extra courses, which I worked out was about 11 to 15 grand for that.
Oh, it will be, and it's a lot of studying.
Yeah, it'd be hard work, and I don't know actually if I would be able to do it.
Do you think it'll like drive like underground provision as well? Like, you know, like you think about the cosmetic surgery that young kids have now that they shouldn't be able to get. Do you think it will drive that sort of a behaviour? Because people's demand for it's not going to change, is it?
No, of course it's not. People will, the medics or whoever is able to still do it will charge more, because they are
medics.
In demand. Yeah, they're in demand. So yes, I think it's already happened with the Botox side of things. I think people are getting black market Botox, which is just crazy. And
it's terrifying, isn't it?
You go blind. It's just not worth it for me. But people do what they want to do, don't they?
Where does that come from, though? That like, what's happened to society for women, where there's this like massive focus on having to look a certain way, but at such a young age. Like, I get it at my age, you know, like things sag, like but like youngsters, like, you know, like teenagers and that. Where's all that come from? Is it social media, or what do you think?
Social media, programs like Love Island. It's everywhere, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is, and it's a real shame because you like, especially I think now is a really interesting time for it because you're seeing these like young influencers that are still really young. They're getting to their like mid to late 20s, and because they started with aesthetic procedures so young, some of them genuinely look like they're in their 40s.
Yeah.
And you just think, and that's, oh, I don't know, because I don't know what you do about it. And obviously, like, there is an insecurity there that they felt like they needed
That's
to
where it comes
address.
from,
And that's
doesn't it?
really,
Yeah.
it's really dreadful. But
But
I mean,
I think
you don't need Botox at 20, do you? Do you know what I mean? You don't need filler at 20. It's not what it was made for.
no, definitely not. I think I can't speak because I've had both now.
I mean, yeah. So, well, I haven't had filler, but like I did,
I think, yeah,
I do have Botox.
when a client comes to me, if they were 20 and were saying they wanted Botox, I'd say absolutely not. You don't need it.
Mm-hmm.
If they are 25 to 30, I would be saying, yeah, let's do it. Let's prevent, but we will only do a small amount. So it's just knowing the boundaries, and some practitioners don't know the boundaries. They just want money. So
and I think that's like,
I agree.
Sorry, what I was going to say was...
Oh, sorry, go on.
What I see now, which scares me, especially for Darcy, going up to secondary school, I think some of those girls that are 13, 14, they look like they're 18 years old, full face of makeup. I don't know what it's all about.
Our youngest niece is 13, isn't she? Which, you know, like, and you can, so mine, like Ellie is the oldest out of all the cousins, but then Isabel is my youngest, and they're all in their 20s. But then sort of when you see the 13, 14-year-olds, it's a whole different ball game now, isn't it?
And I think, like, first off, they annoy me for a purely selfish reason because I was of the Dream Matte Mousse generation. So what do you mean you are walking around with this flawless makeup like you've never seen anything like it in your whole life, and we will walk around with big massive orange lines all around our faces?
Oh yeah, at school I was called an umpalumpa because I was orange.
Yeah, we were all like, honest to God, like none of us were a shade close to any of what our skin tones looked like. So that's why they annoy me. Yeah, but like, as I say, for a purely selfish reason, because I never had the skills for it. And I do think that, like, you know, you like beauty, it like influencing, and it sort of came about when we were. I mean, I'm a couple of years older than you, but like that YouTube generation and all those huge beauty influencers. I mean, good for them. We didn't have it when we were that age. Like, I was too far past it and I wasn't going to be able to do it. And there was a reason I was saying this, and now I can't.
You were talking about 13 and 14-year-olds.
I was just got pissed off about the Dream Matte Mousse. Yeah. Yeah. But it is, like, it is worrying that you think you have to
be like that.
Look that way.
Yeah.
And it's a very specific way,
age.
Isn't it? It's a very
really
specific look with the big lips and the big eyelashes and
yeah.
I do definitely think it's slowing down slightly because the amount of filler treatments that I do now, I do maybe twice a month now.
Oh wow.
Really, like on the younger generation. But it used to be, before COVID, I'd get 5 in a day sometimes.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, lips used to be the biggest things, and they've just...
Yeah. God.
So I do think it has slightly got
That'd be
better.
nice. What's the new big thing then, Lily? What's coming over the horizon, like, for us normal people and for our poor 13-year-olds?
Well, I'd say polynucleotides. The salmon sperm, have you heard about that?
Yeah, I have because you sent it to me. No. It's fascinating. Yeah,
it's fab. It really is good. It's an injectable that is making your skin do its own work, basically. So it's not It's not like a filler or a Botox. It's a natural product that comes from salmon. And
as long as you can get over the salmon bit.
yeah.
It's like, I want to know how we came to find these sorts of things out. Do you know what I mean? What do you mean salmon sperm is good for that?
I know, I've asked ChatGPT the same thing. Because
it's probably, I tell you what, I bet that has come from, sorry, this is my opinion on it, something to do with medical research, that they found a hidden benefit to it, because that's where the money is, isn't it, to get the cures for things. And then I think they
realise.
Well, I don't know. There's this Karen Karen chat here. I wonder whether it comes from that, because that's where the money is, isn't it? And they often find side effects, don't they?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know.
No, I think you're completely right. I think with any of the aesthetic things, Botox, that was used for people with like cerebral palsy, to help relax muscles and things. So
you think about somebody sat at a desk thinking, "Oh, what can we do with salmon sperm?"
Yeah,
Put it in our faces. I think it needs a new marketing campaign and get rid of the salmon sperm.
Yeah.
So that one. And what about what cosmetically are you seeing changes with, or is there nothing really at the minute? Is it still?
No, I'd say it's sort of stuck at the same at the moment. I definitely think it's more of a natural look at the moment with people. I mean, and I, as a practitioner, I always try and do more natural than anyway. I don't really like the whole fake look.
No, and then you know as well, like all of the, let's say like the A-list celebrities and those sorts of people, you can very rarely, I mean, no, that's not as true as much, but it's all been done really well and really subtly, hasn't it? And I think that's what drives. I'm just going to go off on a tangent, so I'm going to be quiet about it. But I think that then drives people to do it, doesn't it? Because they're like, I want to look like her, and you don't realise that it's actually.
And how much it's cost.
Exactly.
And the skill behind it, they've probably paid, surgeons to do it that have been doing it for 10 plus years that know their stuff. So it's, you get what you pay for in this industry, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, just really quickly, just to go back to what when we were talking about the regulations before. Obviously, it's a fairly unregulated industry at the moment, and that there does need to be an element of that is changed. But I worry about if it is just that only medics can, like, you're cutting off a lot of accessibility and a lot of like room for progression for people. And I think it's,
but I think
I don't know, I worry about that.
I think what bothers me about that is that, are people going to train to become a nurse, do it for like 2-3 years just because they want to get into the aesthetic industry? And I just think surely that's not the right way. We need to be pushing people to become nurses. Like
it's a really good because they see the pot of gold. And it's really interesting.
That's crazy. I hadn't thought about that.
I was thinking as you were chatting, like, about my profession when you started talking about regulation. And I think it's like really interesting that I get it why they want to regulate it, but my profession is coaching and it's not regulated. And you could still mess with somebody's head if you're not qualified, or or you've gone on an online course for 3 hours. So it's really interesting, isn't it, how I get it because there's an injection involved. But how the emphasis is on that, not where you've got really unqualified people, like, I'm going to say messing with people's heads. Does that make sense?
We're all messing with people's heads in just a very different way from one another.
I know, but it's because of the injection, and like, we've got to have it this and we've got to have it that.
Because Botox is a toxin, so if
I get that.
Someone could die. So I think there's a level of medical danger there. People are having serious infections and things, so that's obviously where it stemmed from. But I think rolling with it a little bit too much.
It's the way of the world at the minute, isn't it? So anyway, back to something more interesting than the poor regulators.
Sorry.
So this is you now. You're 27, did you say at the beginning? Who are you now as opposed to when you were just going into the business? What's Lily like? Who's Lily today?
Wow.
Good question.
A lot more confident. didn't really have any confidence before going into beauty at all. So yeah, more confident, love my job, love my little girl, love my new house. But yeah, I just in a really good place at the moment, and just want to really progress career, lifestyle as well. Yeah.
So what's your next 6 months then? Clearly we know it's world domination, but for the next 6 months.
Next 6 months, I would say trying to get as many clinics around the UK as I can, and also building my new skin business a little bit more, because I've now got a team member working under me who is a pharmacist. He's actually my Botox prescriber, funnily enough.
All right, yeah, cool.
So he's just joined, so I'm going to have an exciting chat with him to try and get his little new skin business going, which then we'll all hopefully make profit from. So it'll be great.
How do you convince people that it's worth the money? Because that's going to be a big element for you, isn't it? Like how on earth do you do that? Because it's not always a necessity for people, is it?
No.
I'm probably the worst one because my diary is really bad, and I just think, oh, I should have gone yesterday. Then I didn't know whether I was going to the New Forest, and Lou's like this. For God's sake, Karen, commit. So how do you sell that to people? Because that's going to be a big enabler of your business growing, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's definitely got more tough since COVID.
Yeah.
I think it's just trying to it's that education of looking after yourself and your skin. And if people are willing to do that, then great. And I'm not going to push anyone to do it. I don't want to do that. I definitely say the skincare regime is the hardest thing to crack. Definitely.
It's you, Ellie.
Yes,
I'm now top of the class for the last 4 weeks.
Yeah, but I'm telling you now, you've only got 2 more weeks left in you before you go, I can't be bothered. I'm not doing this every day. And then you do it a couple of times a week, and then you've got it all.
No, I think I've over the hurdle, because I tell you why, I've seen the difference.
I think that's it. I think with any of the products I used to use, I didn't ever really recommend them because I didn't see any difference either for my skin or my mum's or whoever I was getting to trial them. Now, with the actual products that I'm recommending now, I know for a fact they're working. I have seen all the clinical evidence that they work. So as long as people are using them every single day, they should get good results.
I watched on Instagram yesterday, you know, Trini and Susanna.
Oh my God,
has a skincare range. And she had this really bizarre Instagram story where she had a dermatologist, and she had the dermatologist sat there, and she's like, oh, okay, then what are the results of the clinical trial? And this woman was going, oh my God, it was 350% and all this stuff. And I was like, this makes no sense to me. No. It was, so by putting the dermatologist telling, how many things, is there something like 7 points on your face they measure or something? I don't know why I was doing that. But anyway, she was. And I thought, I don't have a clue what you're talking about, Jo. Right. I just thought about you and I thought, please don't do that.
Yeah, I talk about the clinical trials and the science, but I wouldn't talk to anyone else about that if you're not interested and you don't know about it. As long as you know it's going to work, that's all you need to know.
Yeah, I do think it's really interesting. Yeah. Well, I look forward to it. So
yeah,
I look forward to Eleanor in 4 months' time telling us about her skincare regime.
Yeah, which I'll have done about 3 others in the time process. We are sort of coming towards the end now. Is there anything you think, oh, I wish I'd said this before we disappear off?
I don't think so. No, I think we've covered a lot, to be honest.
Yeah, we have. It was really I didn't know I was going to ask any of the questions that I ended up asking. But I just find it really interesting. I thought you don't get to ask those sorts of questions. You know what I mean? You don't get to do it. So thank you very much for indulging me.
No, but I also think it's really important when you look at podcasts like this. This isn't all about your career. It's not all, it's about things that make you and things where, if you didn't talk about that, some women won't ask that so I think it's been really, really interesting. And I also think it gives a different flavor for people about how you can bravely set up your own business.
Yeah.
At whatever age you are, really. So yeah, I thought it was really interesting.
I think
So
don't
yeah,
get
thank
me
you.
wrong, there's times where I do sit, and if the diary's empty, I'm like, oh my God, I wish I had an employed job. It would be much easier.
Yeah,
I know I wouldn't be able to ever go back.
yeah. No.
I do think that as well, because obviously, you know, very different capacity, but this is our business, we run it. And you do think, Christ almighty, what am I doing on like a daily basis? But
An hourly basis.
on an hourly basis, exactly. But I also know that like I couldn't do it another way. Do you know what I mean? Because that's not how I'd argue with too many people is the issue. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I just couldn't do it. So yeah, it's really hard. But I think if you lean that way, it's difficult to do
But
something
I do
different,
also
isn't it?
think we have to change the narrative that careers aren't that linear pathway,
Yeah.
and that success means you get to a certain role at a certain time. And I
Yeah.
think it's our responsibility to challenge that,
Yeah.
because I think it's really restrictive and not one size fits all. And some people are in that workplace like relentlessly trying to get to be a director or to get to be this, and it's just so wrong for them. And I think we as women have to change that narrative.
Yeah.
We have to say, if you want to do this, you might not know what you want to do. And Ellie fell into working with us, you know, but look at her now. Like, you know,
Look at me now.
And when she's got that skincare regime, she'll look 4 years younger. But I think the world of education and the world of like what good looks like for a woman is really needs some challenging.
Yeah.
You know, and you, neither of you should feel you haven't done the thing that's expected. You know, both of you have carved careers in a different way and in an amazing way. And I think that's something I'm really passionate about. Yeah, you know, we'll have words after. So, but I do think we have to challenge that narrative of what success looks like.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's my rant.
Yeah.
You know, because the world isn't how it was 30 years ago. You know, you went from work, you got this, you got promoted, you know, like you had your children, then you got demoted, and like, you know, like it's ours for the taking.
I think that's probably one other thing that I would say is having your own business, but also like working full time, even though I'm not in salon full time, is hard as well as being a mum. It's bloody difficult.
Yeah,
I can't imagine.
Didn't used to do that. They used to be the homemakers. They used to look after the kids. Not
centuries ago. I'm the baby boomer generation, and we were the world's worst because we had the generation before us hadn't had any. They had all of that, and we talk about this, you know, like, and then there was ours. It was you can have everything, and it's excruciating when I look back and think about what I was like with the kids.
Did you
at the time? It felt right.
Did you work full time?
Yeah, I worked full time. Well, actually, that's a good question. When I had Laura, my first one, I went to part time, but I did a full time job in 3 hours. I think, what was that about? And then when I had Izzy, because Laura was older, it's a different ball game when they're going to school. So then I was promoted onto a board of directors.
Right.
I think I was glad I was naive, but I had the most amazing boss who I just said, I've got to do school hours. And he was amazing and showed it could work.
Yeah.
But Mike and I laugh about how we were there, like the parents winging our way to the after school club, you know, and they've got poor little Laura and it, like, come on, Mrs. Powell. So what do I think? I think every generation as a mum has its challenges.
Yeah.
I think there's some interesting things going on now because we haven't made much progression.
No, definitely.
You know, we really, really haven't. You know, like there's a lot of talk about it, but very little action.
Yeah.
I think it's all a lot of talk. Yeah, we do a lot of work supporting people on how to get flexible working and all that. It should be a no-brainer if that person's competent.
100%.
You know, it shouldn't be queried at all, should it? So
that's the good thing about being self-employed. If you can work around then the children, your husband's job and all that, then it's definitely a lot easier. Because I don't know what I would do come when Darcy goes to school if I was employed. I don't know what I'd do.
Yeah.
Well, I know. Another day. So
I know. I just think she'll get to see you doing that as well. Do you know what I mean? And she'll get to see that like one path is not the only option. And look what you did at such a young age. Do you know what I mean? So that'll be great. 'Cause she'll know that it's it's possible to do.
Yeah.
So the best in some of the leadership programs we did, somebody introduced this concept that a guy called Steve McDermott used to teach people about, and I really, really love it. And what he said, and this is what I learned. So when I was working full time, then I had a year off when Laura was, and I just realised she didn't need me full time. She needed me there when she wanted me. And he said it as be the best dad. He said, be the best dad for 4 minutes. So when you come in from work, you know, put your bag down and spend time with that kid, because after 4 minutes they're distracted. And I think that's a really good, because we deal with a lot of women who have guilt, like, I'm not there. But when you're there, be present.
Yeah.
And I think that we have to help all women about presence, and like, you don't have to be a full-time. And this isn't saying full-time mums are wrong or working mums are wrong. I'm not having what I'm saying is that this whole narrative about, you know, like, what does a good working mum look like? Yeah. Is you should be the best mum for 4 minutes. I love that.
Yeah.
Be the best mum for 4 minutes. Because by then they're watching bloody Peppa Pig or something, you know, like, or, you know, having some tantrum. So that's my gift to the world from Steve McDermott. Yeah. Be the best whatever for 4 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, sorry, I could go on forever with you. It's really, really interesting. So, and we'll have to get you on to do some educational things with some of the programs we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It'd be really cool, wouldn't it?
So last and final question then, if you had to choose a song to be the theme song for your life, whether that be overall or just like a theme song for right now, what song would it be?
I've been thinking about this the whole time, and I can't think of one.
Okay, that's fine.
I'll get back to you on that.
Okay, get back to us, and then, because what we're going to do eventually is throw them all in a playlist. So we'll do when you've decided one. That's okay.
Yeah.
But don't worry. I know it's the question that throws people off the most.
If I had to think about it, because whenever people like throw a question at me, unless I know the answer there and then, I'm like, oh my God, I don't know, and then I spiral.
Well, it's like, I know,
like, on your car playlist, or when you get up in the morning,
I also think, like, if someone said that to me, and like, okay, we told you before, I've started including it earlier on, but if someone said that to me on the spot, I think I would forget that I'd ever heard music in my entire life.
Yeah. Every time you ask, I think, what would I say?
Well, no,
and like,
I'm like, I don't know if I'd know the actual song
title
of it.
No, not me. I'm
there's one that goes like this.
Yeah, and it's like la 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 la.
Yeah.
Yeah, we thought we'd put it on like a playlist and then share everybody's like.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Full of them.
Okay. That's it. Yeah. No, brilliant. Thank you so much, Lily, for taking your time out to talk to us. Really appreciate it. And it's been really interesting. So thank you. And thank you everyone for listening, and we will see you next time. Bye.